All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really excited to be speaking with today's guest, Tracy McWilliams, and we are going to have what I hope will be a really insightful discussion. She is a seasoned entrepreneur and investor, and in this week's masterclass, Tracy will share her journey from investment banking to co-founding ventures like Digital Evolution Institute and Family Office Alpha. Today, we'll discover the importance of integrating technology in family offices, insights on implementing tech for institutional investors, and the future of asset and wealth management in the digital age. So without further ado, we will jump right in, and I have a series of questions that I will address Tracy. Tracy, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. I'm a big fan of Family Office List, and I'm excited to be here and provide some insights on some of the things we do as entrepreneurs, investors, and it's great to be here. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And yes, I'm excited for our discussion. So to start, can you provide us all with a brief overview of your background and journey, kind of highlighting key milestones and experiences that have shaped your career in entrepreneurship and investment?
That sounds great. Well, I started in investment banking right out of college, and I was an investment banker for a number of years, working with corporates and government agencies, financing debt and equity, and a lot of different financing instruments and structures. And from there, was in California, happened to be living in the Bay Area at the time, and saw a lot of great companies starting to take shape. And from there, I realized that there were so many opportunities in the early stage investment arena for big name companies that are now big name companies, but then they were just seed and early stage startup companies. So I began looking at the opportunities there and investing in some of those private alternative investments into companies and corporates. I come from an entrepreneur family. I'm third generation on the entrepreneur side. And so I've not only seen family, run my own family office, but grew up in a family office, and most entrepreneurs are part of family offices. So that is my background, and I come to entrepreneurship and investment from that lens and that perspective.
Well, I love that. It's in your blood, and what lucky opportunities founders of these ventures you're working with get to learn from you and, all this generations of experience. Can you share with us a pivotal moment in your career that shaped your journey as an entrepreneur and an investor?
Well, I think a lot. I think there's, like everyone, you have different experiences in life. And so some of those journeys really are working with other entrepreneurs and seeing the pathways that they take. And it really is, from my perspective, you invest in the entrepreneur, you invest in the people. People can have the best idea in the world, but it really is the entrepreneur that, in uncertain times that we've went through in the last decade, or every decade has its uncertain times, entrepreneurs can take their businesses and they can make them work and they can execute well. So I've seen that happen over many periods of time. And my perspective is, I'm an entrepreneur myself, and I have several companies that I started. And so I bet on myself, and I bet on other entrepreneurs that I feel can really take their companies to the next level.
I love that. So inspiring. And I find myself just encouraging people. People do business with people, and it's that connection. And you've seen probably a lot of the traits you've embodied through your different ventures in other successful founders. So awesome. Let's see, you founded Inspire Global Ventures, which I'm excited to hear more about. Could you tell us about some of the investments you've made?
Yeah, so in Inspire Global Ventures, it really came out of my family office. I decided to professionalize a little bit on the investment side. And so I've invested in real estate tech. I've invested in fintech. I'm investing and looking at sustainable technology right now. As a matter of fact, we have a financial technology product called Jaspy that we're going to talk about. And then what I think is important is to understand is anything that makes your life easier and more efficient helps add time to your day. The key is to be able to have something that makes your life easier and more efficient. And so those are kind of the technologies or the investments that I usually like to take a look at and make, as well as capital raising opportunities through the process of technology as well.
Well, I mean, I love that. Just things, tools that make our lives more efficient. And, as a family office, time is probably one of your most precious assets. So I would love to learn more about this technology platform, Jaspy. Can you tell us a little bit more about what Jaspy is all about and why you created it?
Yeah, I mean, Jaspy is a very, from my perspective, a very special technology because it's a really simple to use technology. I came at looking at, I created the technology myself from a family office perspective, an investor perspective. Most financial technology is created from a functionality perspective. That is not how I created Jaspy. I created Jaspy from an ease of use perspective. And so everything we do in Jaspy is done in pages. So it's intuitive. You're able to track it. You're able to go to where you would normally go to. And so it is a technology that's focused on managing and looking at private alternative investments. But it's when I look at Jaspy, there are technology platforms that I think of are like, if I were to compare a technology platform for private alternatives, that is like a marketplace, for example. So like any of the markets, like Whole Foods, I see it as a marketplace where you can go and look at different alternative assets. Jaspy is really focused on being able to manage your own refrigerator in a marketplace. So you can pull from different marketplaces. You can pull from, you got an email on a deal and you want to be able to track that. You can put private alternatives into your portfolio in Jaspy. So it's really your own information that you can track. And we do it by pages. You can put information like CRM in there. You can also track your documents. And we did a demo this morning to a family office and they were like, wow, this is so easy to use. I love this. And it takes about 30 minutes to onboard. So it's a
That
very special
is
product
amazing.
created by an investor in the space and a family office where it's easy to use.
Wow. I love your analogy of the refrigerator. And, as a mother of three, a business owner, like organization, and I'm so visual, it's like, it's got to make sense. Otherwise, we're all going to, it's like we have to relearn a system in this day and age. We have a million apps, a million platforms, but that simplicity, and I've seen it, and I just think it's beautiful. And like you said, it's so intuitive. And I think in this day and age, that's important. And especially if you're trying to kind of bring a family together and help make that communication easier. If it's too complex for, granddad to use, it's good luck. So I really do love that feature of it.
Yes, no, it's
Yeah.
easy to use. We like that.
So I know you see a lot of different technologies in the work you do. And what do you feel is some of the most promising that's really going to change the face of asset and wealth management?
Well, it's interesting. I think now is the time for democratization of private investment. I mean, we already had the Jobs Act that was passed that allowed, accredited investors invest in private transactions many years ago. This is really the next step. And what's happening is there's a streamlined process to really allow data to come into the marketplace to be able to track and look at and evaluate private alternative assets. Before, they were very opaque. You couldn't find any information on them. You had to go with your gut, with your analysis, with, recommendations. But now this is happening now. So I think what's going to happen is this going to accelerate even more, which makes it exciting for a platform like Jaspy, and it makes it exciting for anybody that's looking for alternative investments. The public markets are still opportunities for investment, but the amount of public companies is shrinking. And the number of public companies where the money is actually being invested is shrinking. And so looking at the opportunity to accelerate into companies with exceptional founders, the time is now to be able to do that.
Wow. Amazing that these tools, yeah, are now at our availability because we live in an information era, but I agree with you that this information wasn't previously available. There were no systems, no transparency. And so the fact that we have access is so exciting because there's so many, yeah, like you said, deserving founders and exciting opportunities, but bringing that transparency through the technology is key. So I'm also really excited about what the future holds. And I'd love to know, I know you spend a lot of time creating opportunities for investors, startups alike, creatives, thought leaders to share their opportunities and Digital Evolution Institute. Can you tell us a little bit more about the mission and vision behind the firm and really how it's contributing to the advancement of technology and society?
Yeah, so Digital Evolution Institute, we started a couple years ago, and it really was a passion project because we wanted to see and talk about in our events how technology is impacting entrepreneurship, investment, and creative endeavors, because people don't realize technology is now impacting everybody and impacting every caveat, every facet. We just did an event in Los Angeles called The Future of Real Estate and Sustainability. And people were like, oh, real estate, it's a stodgy industry. It's so behind the times. But we had some of the thought leaders of the country there talking about real estate. And they are looking at data. They are looking at AI. They are when they are building homes. And we had Astro Teller there came and spoke about sustainability and from moonshots. And there's so much technology that's in play right now in every area in every industry. And so we have several events coming up. We have the future of family governance and technology, family office governance and technology in New York. We have another event going on in June at Microsoft's headquarters in Mountain View for the future of AI technology and venture. And what we're doing is we're bringing experts in different fields to talk about how technology is impacting their business, and it's impacting everything across the board. And so we're excited about it because it really is about thought leadership. If we're going to expand in these industries, we want all of the attendees, all of the speakers to be able to get information on how technology is impacting the world.
Oh my gosh. I love what you're doing because it's you leave. I was fortunate to get to attend an event in New York, and I'll be going to a few more this year. But yeah, like I left not only inspired and with amazing connections, but also, just I learned so much. And that is the thing, we need to be adopters of this technology. It's here. And I think if you really want to be at the forefront of all this evolution, you really need to immerse yourself and take advantage of opportunities like these. I love that you're bringing people together in this learning environment where we can all support and figure out ways to do it together more efficiently. Yeah.
Yes, our attendees usually that come to that are allocators, institutions, family offices, because they really want to learn how technology is going to impact their future investment thesis or where they're going to look at future investments. And so we have a number of participants that are family offices. We have a number of experts in the area of AI and security protocols. So it's really exciting where the future is going, and we're excited to be part of it in our thought leadership.
That's wonderful. Well, you are just such a remarkable person. I feel like there's so much. What haven't you done? Moving on to another venture of yours, Family Office Alpha. Amazing. You have co-founded this with Julia Valentine, and I'm so interested to learn about all the things you've done, but really, what led you to co-found Family Office Alpha, and what unique value does it bring to the world of family offices and, their investments?
Well, what's interesting about Family Office Alpha is it really came from the vision of both Julia and myself working and being with a family office, and then Julia actually establishing the end-to-end technology for not only a very large family office, but then also for a pension fund, a very large public pension fund. She was able to really take a look at the different services and needs within the family office governance area, as well as different services. And so Family Office Alpha Alpha professionalizes the family office. There's so many family offices that are all of different sizes and all have different backgrounds and different investment parameters. But this structure allows really the professionalization of family offices. So it allows for governance. It allows for putting in place security protocols. It allows for being able to take a look at the family structure and how that should be governed going forward, and also where technology plays a piece in this. So it is really a all encompassing, but you could use it just for the services you need. So if you need governance, you can use it for that. If you need to have, really have your bills paid separately, then you can use it for that. So it's an incredible platform, and we're really excited about the growth possibilities and being able to provide these services and professionalize family offices.
I think it's tremendous with the trajectory of which the sector is growing and the big generational wealth transfer. Having a resource like this is just invaluable. I often will relate like startups to family offices in the sense that, it's not easy. There's a million and one things and you only know what you know. So to take that expertise that both you and Julia have, and then to provide these solutions, but in a bespoke way where it's not a one size fits all. You give
Right.
what they need and you really work with them. I just think it's amazing. And I feel, that there's so much that can be encompassed in a family office, but you may not have, this on staff team to do it all, so that you can be, these advisors and help fill in the pieces and custom create, the needs. I think that's really a valuable service you guys are offering with Family Office Alpha.
Yes, and all of these companies really, they came out of a need, and we listened to the people that were attending our conferences and some of the family office we've talked to, and even Jaspi came out of the need of just creating simplicity and being able to take more time in the day and really spend it in the way that it was your life is meant to be, as opposed to running around and rushing. And we're really solving those challenges.
Well, having been exposed to so many sophisticated family offices and developed markets, which valuable lesson or insight can you share with an early stage family office that's seeking growth and success? I mean, you guys have had such tremendous experience in building your own family office and working for others. What would we get so many new family offices looking to raise their profiles, but also, looking to learn. So I'm glad there's Family Office Alpha to refer them to, but what advice could you or insights could you share with an early stage family office?
Well, I think it's really important to be able to surround yourself with people that you can learn from, and to understand what everyone's role is in your life. And what's important is to go to these things, to be part of these masterminds, to be able to be and listen to family office list events and really learn. And sometimes you need to learn and understand what you're doing before you jump full in. And so that's what's really important, is to be able to be around really great people that you can learn from, but also people you can be synergistic from, because the reality is you don't have to make investments alone. You can co-invest with other family offices. You can co-invest with other institutions. And a lot of that work is being done for you ahead of time. And so what's important is to evaluate deal flow based on what your criteria is as you go forward. What's important to you as a family office? And will you want to invest in things that you will need to use, as well as things that are passion projects for you? But they have to make sense, not only from a passion standpoint, but also from a big picture standpoint. So work with people that you trust, work with people you like, and be able to co-invest is important.
Yeah, I do. I never realized what a strong sense of community the family office world is, and that co-investment. I mean, it makes perfect sense because many families have their expertise in a certain area. But I think about it, if my neighbor's successful in real estate, of course, who am I going to go to for advice? It's those that you trust. And so I love that the events you create really provide that opportunity for these families to meet with each other, to evaluate deals, to create a safe space in which they really can start to form these relationships that then go on to benefit in these co-investment opportunities.
Absolutely. And it's going to events like Digital Evolution Institute and other events in your community that are important.
It is 100%. So there are lots of ultra high net worths in our audience. What role do alternative investments play in this segment, and what considerations should they keep in mind when exploring these options? And to elaborate on that, why are the alternative platforms so important to them?
Well, I think alternative investments are really expanded, and I think it's because we talked about the democratization. There's so much more data available on what the trends are, what's happening in the marketplace. There are technology platforms that are scanning documents for the different financing rounds, and so you're able to track a lot better and get data for that information. So it's important to be able to evaluate deals based on what your needs are at the time and where your passion lies. I think we just talked about that, but I think there's a lot of opportunity. It's working with other family offices where you feel comfortable. It's going to family office events and being able to connect with people that you're learning from as well. And I think creating a network, like even what you've created, Danielle, is really important to be able to tap into that and make choices on how you want to move forward in those networks. I think that's really important. And as you're investing in alternative investments, it's setting your criteria. Do you want to invest in real estate related, or do you want to stay with financial technology? And it could be both. Or is your focus sustainable development technology? And I think having an understanding of what's important to you as you move forward and what the market is and where the market will accelerate is important. And if you look generationally, it's really important to take a look at where the generation and what they're passionate about, because they will continue to accelerate those areas, including sustainability. That's a perfect example.
It is a perfect example. And it's fluid, it's not going to be this one static profile. And that's really where our data comes into play. It's always evolving, and we want to create more transparency and ability for families to change as those needs change. And I think, yeah, it starts inward with what those values are. And, as you go through different stages in life and new opportunities and asset classes present themselves, it's always changing. But thankfully, Digital Evolution Institute, you have the opportunity to learn and yeah, stay abreast of all these emerging trends and opportunities. This has just been such an insightful conversation. I mean, I've known so much about your work. I've admired both you and Julia, but really getting this time has been so valuable. So I really thank you. And for all of our audience listening who wants to connect further and kind of learn, I'll be sure to send a follow-up with links to the various ventures and whatnot. But what is the best way for them to get in touch with you if there's questions about Digital Evolution Institute or Inspire Global Ventures? Are you active on LinkedIn, or what's the best way?
I'm active on LinkedIn under my name, Tracy McWilliams, so they can connect with me there. Happy to connect with them. I'm also, if you go to Digital Evolution Institute or you do info@digitalevolution.institute, we're also available there. Any of the brands that we talked about, they all have their own presence. And so I review, I mean, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm definitely a type A entrepreneur. So I am connecting at all times as entrepreneurs do, and as they're building different brands. And I'd love to hear from your audience. So appreciate this and look forward to inviting any of the family offices really to join us at Digital Evolution Institute in our events that are coming up. So please check us out there as well in the events section.
Amazing. Well, I'll be sure I'll share those links with everyone so they can learn more and see what you're doing. And yeah, I just look forward to, I think we're at such an exciting point in time. It's really, for me personally, exciting to see so many family offices becoming more vocal about those passion projects and really joining together to make a difference. All that's happening in sustainability, which I know you guys really highlight in your events, and just impact. It's really exciting time to be in the sector.
Yes, no, and it's great to have a family office list, and it's great to have you, Danielle, to be able to really talk about these topics, because without that, family offices don't know where to go, and to be able to access that is really amazing. So thank you for having me on today, and it was great chatting with you.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thanks
All
so
right.
much.
Thanks everyone for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.